Scruffy FPV, thank you for £5. If it wasn't for your liftoff vids, I would have given up, so thanks. Oh, well, thank you. Yeah, it's great. I'm so glad they were helpful. I've got an Air 65 now. Any tips for flying slowly indoors? I hit the ceiling a lot. So, Scruffy, people think that like learning on a tiny whoop is easier than learning on a bigger drone. But if you're flying indoors, it absolutely is not. It is very hard to have the throttle management and precision necessary to fly indoors. Because indoors, it feels like you're in a great big room. It's not that big when you start flying a tiny whoop. It moves too fast. So, like, it's normal that you're struggling here. One thing you could do is in Betaflight, I should be able to do this just in virtual mode. I don't have a quadcopter here to plug into. But in Betaflight, we go to the PID tuning tab. We go to the rate profile settings. Sorry, this is so zoomed out. I don't even know if you can see this. But we're going to go PID tuning rate profile. Then I'll zoom in here real quick. And we're going to set the throttle limit to scale. And we're going to set the throttle limit percent to some number less than 100. And that is going to reduce your throttle, basically. It's going to knock the top off your throttle, and it's going to make it easier for you to manage your throttle. I would suggest starting with a value of like 80% or maybe 85%. That's going to still leave you plenty of power to fly around, but just make the throttle a little more manageable. And to be honest with you, I did this when I was racing for RaceGow, the Game of Whoop racing competition. Because I looked at my DVR and I looked at my throttle position, and I was going and I was racing and racing and racing, and I saw that this was an extremely tight technical track. I was never going above, I don't know, 60% throttle. It was some ridiculously low number. There were no fast straightaways for me to just zip around. So I immediately went in and I lowered my throttle scale. And it means that I don't have the option to go to full throttle. But who cares? I'm not doing that anyway. And it means that I have much better resolution on my throttle when I'm actually flying. If you're trying to learn to control your altitude better, I strongly recommend giving that a try. There are going to be people who say that we should use Throttle Expo. And those people argue that if I scale the throttle down, I'm knocking the top of the throttle off. But what if I did go outdoors and I want to go to full throttle? And they say what I should do is I should leave the throttle at 100%, throttle limit off, and instead I should do Throttle Expo. And what they recommend is you do Throttle Expo and then you move the midpoint down. Can I do that? You move the midpoint down. How do I do it? Is it negative throttle? I can't remember. I never do this, so I can't remember. It's not negative. No, you can't do negative. How do you freaking do it? You push that throttle mid. Have they changed how this works? Why is the throttle mid not? Yeah, it's like that. Is that it? I think that's it. I'm not sure. How do you do it? No. Am I doing? Well, how do you do it so that you basically knock the bottom of the throttle down, but you still have full? Is that it? I think that must be it, because it's the only way to do it. Everything else pushes the midpoint up, and that's not what we want. I think is it like that? Oh, maybe it's like that. Oh, yeah. Well, shit, I'm not being very helpful. All right, I'll shut up then. Since I'm not being helpful, I'll shut up. That feels right to me. Because here, you're at 50% on the input, but you're only at like 35% on the output. So I think what you do is you leave throttle mid at 0 and you raise the throttle expo. And that gives you more precise control at the low and mid throttle, but then you can still go to full throttle. That's fine. You could try both and see which way you like it. I just prefer to keep a linear throttle and just knock the top of the throttle off myself. Because I'm not, I don't know, I think I'm not using it anyway. It goes both ways. Yeah. Okay.